Hello Grand Valley and welcome to GV Today.
On this episode, we'll talk about the different activities to do in the beautiful weather, the controversy surrounding the Kony video, have a talk with GVTV's Game Show producers, and finally listen to a performance by Evan Roy.
This is GV Today.
A few weeks ago, the weather outside was just beautiful, but it may be bittersweet. Kelly Ricks has more on the story.
It's like super duper unpleasant.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
It's too hot in this room.
Oh my God, it's terrible. And we still have like probably a week until they'll turn the AC on, so.
Although many of us pray for heat and sunshine, nobody was expecting 80 degrees in March. Temperatures in the classroom and facilities on campus ended up being 10 to 15 degrees warmer than the temperature outside. The problem? The air conditioning is not on.
I need to go outside, and I had a linguistics class, and we sat in there for about an hour and 15 minutes, and I probably lost like 10 pounds, so that was that.
The GVSU's facilities service team is working on 4 projects in the utility tunnels until March 28th, and the air cannot be turned on until the work is done. Steve Lisovec says the heat is making it hard for students and teachers to stay in class.
Like I had a 6 to 9 a week ago, and she cut the class like in half. Like we left like 2 hours early because she's like, you know what, just get out of here. Yeah. It's too hot in this room.
Some teachers have found alternatives other than being in the stuffy classroom. However, some people that work at facilities at GVSU can't beat the heat.
Oh, it's awful. I mean, there's ovens at every station, and the heat just radiates throughout the whole place, and there's not a single window you can open in there. Like, you can see outside, but no air gets through. And that dish room, oh my God, it's terrible.
Due to many complaints, air conditioning was turned on March 21st for the south side of campus. As for other buildings, the air will be coming on during this week. In Allendale, I'm Kelly Ricks.
Grand Valley recently hosted a unique member of the LGBT community. Buck Angel is a female-to-male transgender activist and adult entertainer. He recently spoke to Grand Valley students about the intersections of gender identity and sexual orientation. Angel shared his beliefs and personal stories about self-acceptance and wants students to leave his presentations with a different mindset.
My message is to really deprogram yourself of what it means to be who you are. Become who you are no matter what anybody in the world tells you.
Angel's engaging and sex-positive talks have been presented in many different venues, including television appearances, pride festivals around the world, and universities such as Yale. Now let's head over to Jordan for an entertainment update.
The Hunger Games opened on March 23rd to great success. The film starring Jennifer Lawrence grossed $152.5 million in its opening weekend, making it the largest opening for a non-sequel and just the 3rd largest overall. It continued its success, beating out all other movies and bringing in another $61.1 million this past weekend. The games will have a new competitor with the opening of American Reunion on April 6th. The film is the latest installation of the story of Steve Stifler and his friends. This time, Stifler and company reunite for their high school reunion. In other news, Grand Valley's own theater department will be presenting the world premiere of an English translation of Tirso de Molina's Antona Garcia. The play tells the story of Antona during Spain's war with Portugal. If you missed it this past weekend, you can catch it again on April 5th or 6th at 7:30 p.m. Finally, MTV's hit show Made will be having open casting calls here on Grand Valley's campus. The session will be held from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Kirchhoff Center on April 6th. Back to you.
A video gone viral has caused a lot of controversy. Emily Westfall has more on the social media campaign that has a lot of people talking.
More than 82 million people have watched a video on YouTube published by a non-profit organization called Invisible Children. Their main goal, to make a war criminal famous.
For 26 years, Kony has been kidnapping children into his rebel group, the LRA, turning the girls into sex slaves, and the boys into child soldiers.
Joseph Kony is the leader of the Lord's Resistant Army, or the LRA. The group is made up of Ugandan rebels accused of war crimes. With the help of celebrities and political figures, the Kony 2012 campaign attempts to raise support for his arrest and set a precedent for international justice. The video has gotten massive worldwide attention, but also criticism for some inaccuracies.
I think it's a good cause, but I don't think people are getting anything done by posting it to Facebook and Twitter and all of that.
The Kony 2012 viral video creator, Jason Russell, was arrested last week for public indecency, leaving some to wonder if it will affect the social media campaign.
It just stinks because that's just going to be more fire to the flame, like, of everybody who's going to be criticizing it. It doesn't take away from the fact that the LRA is a problem, Josie Kony is a problem.
Russell's family released a statement claiming the criticisms of the video led to his erratic behavior. Russell has since been hospitalized for exhaustion and malnutrition. Reporting from Grand Rapids, I'm Emily Westfall.
The campaign's plan to cover the night and blanket streets with Kony posters will happen on April 20th in cities across the U.S.
This past Wednesday, the fraternity Alpha Theta Omega hosted their annual ATO GLO. The GLO was a Battle of the DJs event that took place in the Grand River Room. DJs from around the Grand Rapids area came out to compete. The judges for the competition consisted of 104.5's The Freak Show, Sean Boney, and Todd Ernest, and others. The event had free admission, but shirts, glow sticks, and voting ballots generated proceeds, which all were donated to this year's Relay for Life.
It's that time of the year again when the Meijer Gardens and Sculpture Park opens the butterfly exhibit, where more than 6,000 varieties are fluttering about. Lauren McHenry takes us inside.
From now until April 30th, visitors to the Meijer Tropical Conservatory get to witness all stages of butterfly life, from chrysalids to caterpillars to cocoons to these beautiful creatures.
You can see butterflies flying freely in our tropical conservatory. You can see chrysalids hanging in our butterfly bungalow, and you can even see the butterflies begin to emerge in their adult form.
Each week, the museum receives 800 cocoons of all sizes, which get placed in the newly remodeled butterfly bungalow. Visitors like Tori and Zach get to watch the transformation process as butterflies and moths emerge right in front of their eyes.
I really like coming to the butterfly gardens because it's a great variety of something that you don't really get to see a lot of on a daily basis.
This year's Butterflies Are Blooming exhibit highlights the beauty and purpose of color. Visitors get a front row seat to the monarch's bright oranges and reds, which warn predators of danger, and the lifelike eye spots on the African moon moth, which confuse its attackers.
The museum says the exhibit draws in 150,000 viewers each spring. Some people come to take pictures, others come to chase more rare insects. No matter what, everyone leaves with a unique experience. In Grand Rapids, I'm Lauren McHenry.
The museum has a list of educational activities for anyone interested in the butterflies and caterpillars, which can be found on their website. This is the Butterfly Exhibit's 17th year.
Residents in Chardon, Ohio are trying to recover after a student brought a gun to school, injuring 2 people and killing 3. Christy Zook talked to the principal of a Michigan high school about what causes these tragedies and how to prevent them.
No, I don't think so.
Tom Antiojo has been the principal of Reed City High School for 9 years. Antiojo says the hardest part of his job is ensuring the safety of every student.
The difficulty of putting together a program that guarantees safety is almost impossible.
While gun violence has never been a problem at Reed City High School, Antiojo says the staff have to be prepared for it.
We do have a crisis plan in place. We have a lockdown procedure in place. We have a plan in which we bring crisis intervention into school if something transpires.
But what Antiojo concentrates on the most is bullying, an issue he believes is the biggest trigger of school violence.
We deal with cyberbullying more in school now than we do with face-to-face bullying.
Antiojo told me that social media makes bullying easier to do and harder to fix, and he's worried about the implications.
The old days, you used to bring Johnny in the office and you talked to him and it stopped. And now you don't even know Johnny's doing it.
Antiojo believes that being bullied triggers some individuals into being violent, even by sometimes bringing a gun to school.
And they resort to their only understanding of how to handle frustrating situations, and they turn to violence.
Antiojo says it's the job of everyone at schools to look out for suspicious behavior.
If you see it and you don't say anything, I think you're somewhat culpable and responsible for the actions that someone takes.
Kirsty Zook, reporting for GV10 News.
Joining us now in the studio are the producers Mackenzie, Brianna, and Jess. So tell me, what exactly is the Game Show?
The Game Show is exactly what it is. It's a game show that features games, hence Game Show. So we play a whole variety of games. We've played rock, paper, scissors, we've played board games, we've played card games, we've had an obstacle course, all that jazz. So
what would you say is your favorite game so far?
I really like them all, but so far, I don't know, I'm still really proud of the big race. Yeah.
Okay. And can you tell me, what do the contestants of the games win?
They win different prizes that are provided to us by actual sponsors, which is really exciting. Our obstacle course episode had a Grand Valley sweatshirt that was provided to us for no cost by Brian's Books. We've had Pepinos, we've had Boardwalk subs, we've had the Honors College and Film Video faculty. We've had a lot of other really great people.
Oh, very nice. That's awesome. Well, how can someone become a contestant of the show?
Really, you just need to contact me. I'm the go-to person for that. It's people that I know generally, or anybody who's a fan of our Facebook page. I put up all of that kind of stuff up there, and I send out an email saying, hey, we need contestants for this type of game. We recently played Duck, Duck, Goose with some interesting twists, and we had about 8 contestants, which was a lot of fun. So we're always looking for different people, new faces to be a contestant, or even on the crew. So.
Definitely. Well, where can I watch the Game Show?
That would be online through Grand Valley TV, on YouTube. Our interesting edit videos are also on Jess and Brianna's channel on YouTube. But we're also on Channel 10, anywhere on Grand Valley's campus.
Okay, great. Well, hey, thanks guys for joining us. Well, now we actually have one of the trailers for one of their sketches now.
Everybody here for Mr. Body's party?
Solve the crime. One of you is a murderer. Solve the crime and you can go. Let the game begin.
Guys, I think I just solved this.
Well, now let's head over to Austin to get a sports update.
Thanks, Steph. When someone says the Final Four in college basketball, your first association is probably the men's Division I championship in New Orleans. But the Division III women have come to West Michigan for their Final Four, and Andy Grambo went to see for himself.
Hope College was the host of the NCAA Division III Women's Final Four over the weekend. While it may not get the same publicity as the Division I tournament, the fans in Holland were loving it.
Quite exciting because it concentrates on the student athlete more than anything else.
The national semifinals were on Friday, with Illinois Wesleyan defeating St. Thomas of Minnesota. In the other semifinal, George Fox, University of Oregon, gave Amherst College of Massachusetts their first loss of the season. That set up the championship and consolation matches for Saturday. In the third-place game, St. Thomas's Allie Johnson exploded for 24 points, more than triple her average for the season, as the Tommies beat Amherst 87-60. Senior Sarah Smith explains that the fan support helped the team on their tournament run.
And really, St. Thomas has the best community around. I can't count the number of teachers and the classmates and staff members that have come up to all of us and just wished us good luck and shared encouraging words.
The day belonged to Illinois Wesleyan, however, as they came out of Holland with the trophy, defeating George Fox 57-48. The Titans erased a 9-point first-half deficit to win their first ever women's basketball national championship.
There was never a moment in that ball game where I felt that we wouldn't be a national champion when the buzzer went off.
This is the 4th time Holland has hosted the Division III Women's Final Four. The championship will return next year as well. In Holland, I'm Andy Grambo.
While there were no Michigan teams in the Final Four, Calvin College came close, losing the Elite Eight to St. Thomas. In other news, GV Baseball took on Ashland Saturday and Sunday in doubleheaders. The Lakers won 3 out of the 4 games. They currently have an overall record of 14-8 and a conference record of 4-4. GV Softball also went 3-1 over the weekend. They played against Ferris State. Their overall record is now 27-5, and their conference record is 10-2. Women's lacrosse played 2 games in Colorado over the weekend. They defeated Fort Lewis 14-11 and lost to Regis University 15-12. They will now face Lake Erie on Friday. Women's golf went to Ohio over the weekend for the Old Dominican Give 18 for Cancer Classic. The Lakers won first place on both days. GVSU has an invitational this Saturday and Sunday. Back to you guys.
Joining us now in the studio is Evan Roy. So Evan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Evan Roy, and I like playing music, and I'm a student at Grand Valley, and I'm studying English, hopefully becoming a teacher someday, molding the minds of children, you know.
Awesome. And who would you say are some of your musical idols?
Musical idols. I like a lot of ska and reggae music, and my favorite band is the Pinstripes by far, and they're just a band from Cincinnati. Just a great band, you know.
Cool. And do you have any performances coming up?
I am playing on May 13th. It's on the other side of the state. It's in a little town called Riverview at a bar called Rack and Roll, and I'm playing with a full band, not just by myself, so it'll be awesome.
Well, that's awesome. If any of you are over there, check it out. All right, well, to wrap up this edition of GV Today, here's Evan Roy playing Let Go.
All right, let's start the analysis. Like an open wound with a lemon twist. You were meant to feel this pain. This life is like a jigsaw game. Why is this what it takes to gain? Enough trust not to fall apart. Enough strength to mend a broken heart. With enough brawn to bend the will. The decency to wait until the glass of filled won't tip and spill. And now you know you've gotta let go, let go. And I will let you know that I am here for you. And now you really gotta just know that I'll be there to bring your sweet face back home. Some things are gonna get you down. We're not the coolest kids in town. Timid, we never made a sound. We just let them push us around. Now we can't let that keep us down. Do you remember when we made our way through life without these petty pains? It's all the same, but there'll be more. If life's a game, who's keeping score? I'm losing more than what I asked for. And now you know you've gotta let go, let go. And I will let you know that I am here for you. And now you've really gotta just know that I'll be there to bring your sweet face back home.
This has been a GVTV News production.